So let us move towards our another topic, that is domain and range of a inverse trigonometrical function. But before we start this domain and range topic, first let me give you few important formulas which are very necessary for this domain and range. So that formula is number 1, sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. Number 2, cosec inverse of minus x is equal to minus cosec inverse x. Number 3, tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse x. Fourth formula, cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Remember this. Number 5, sec inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus sec inverse x. And number 6 formula, cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So these are few important formulas necessary for this domain and range. Now let us move towards our main topic. This formula we need here. So I am keeping this formula unerased. Number 1. Okay, here let me tell you what is meant by domain and range. Actually, domain is nothing but it is the values of x for which this inverse trigonometrical function is valid, and y the range. Here range means nothing but it is the value of y corresponding to that of x. So here let us first it will be clear after your first example. So here I am taking y is equal to sine inverse x, which is given out here. So I have to calculate the value of x as well as y. So in the previous video I gave you one formula. If sine theta is equal to x, then sine inverse x is equal to theta. Okay, in place of theta let us replace theta by y. So if sine y is equal to x, then sine inverse x is equal to y. Remember these two equations. Okay, these two equations are interrelated, or you can say that these two equations are equivalent. If one follows, then other follows immediately. So if you are given y is equal to sine inverse x, then you can write sine x is equal if it came here, then it will be sine y is equal to x. So from this formula what we get, y is equal to sine inverse x and x is equal to sine y. Now I am going to calculate the value of x and y for this domain and range. Now as we know x is equal to sine y. The value of sine always lies between 1 and minus 1. It will be clear if you go through the graph. Suppose this is a y and this vertical line suppose represents x. Then if you draw a sine curve, then you get sine curve like this. And remember one very important thing here. Minus 1 is plus 1 and this one is minus 1 and this one is 0. Okay, this curve never escapes 1 and minus 1. It means that the value of sine, this is a sine curve. Okay, this is sine curve. The sine curve always confined within 1 and minus 1, means the value of sine always lies between 1 and minus 1. So 0, sine 0 is 0. If the value of y is 0, then it is 0. Value of sine 90 degree, so it is 90 degree. Sine 90 degree is 1. Sine 180 degree is 0. Again sine 270 degree is minus 1, and here sine 360 degree is again 0. So the value of sine always oscillates between 1 plus 1 and minus 1. So from this we can say that sine y is always less than or equal to 1 but greater than or equal to minus 1. Okay, is it clear? Now what is the value of sine here? X. So x always less than 1 but greater than or equal to minus 1. So here we got the value of x. So the domain for sine inverse x is x less than or equal to 1 but greater than or equal to minus 1. Now we have to calculate range. Well, since we got x is less than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to minus 1. So from this, if we split this into two parts, then you'll get x greater than or equal to minus 1 and another one x less than or equal to 1. Now here, x, what is meant by x here? Sine y less than or equal to 1. Now from this formula, if sine y is equal to x, then y is equal to sine inverse x. So from this formula, you'll get y is less than or equal to sine inverse 1. Remember, this sine in the left hand side, if it goes to the right hand side, then it becomes inverse. Okay, inverse relation. So sine y is less than or equal to 1, which implies y is less than or equal to sine inverse. Remember, inverse 1. Now which value of sine gives 1? We already know that sine pi by 2 is equal to 1. So it can be replaced by, so what's the value of sine inverse 1? Sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. Value of sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. So since sine pi by 2 is equal to 1, so pi by 2 is equal to sine inverse 1. If it goes, sine goes in the right hand side, then it becomes inverse sine. So from this you can say that sine inverse 1 is equal to pi by 2. So in place of sine inverse 1, I have written here pi by 2. So value of y is less than or equal to pi by 2. Now from this condition, we can write x is greater than or equal to minus 1. Now what is the value of y here? Sine y. Value of x is sine y. Now again by this formula, you'll get y is greater than or equal to sine. If this sine goes to the right hand side, so it becomes sine inverse. Okay, so sine inverse of minus 1. Now use this formula. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. So here sine inverse of minus 1 is equal to minus sine inverse 1. Now again, which value of sine gives 1? Since we know that sine 90 degree is equal to 1. So if this sine goes to the right hand side, so it becomes inverse. So sine inverse 1, which means that value of sine inverse 1 is equal to pi by 2. So from this, if you replace sine inverse 1 by pi by 2, so you will get y greater than or equal to minus pi by 2. So from this, y is greater than or equal to minus pi by 2. So this is the required value of domain for sine inverse x, and this is the range for sine inverse x. Similarly, you can get the other values of domain and range for the other trigonometric functions are given here. For y is equal to cos inverse x, its domain is x lies between 1 and minus 1 and y lies between pi and 0, and so on.